Okay, 14 out of 15 today. It looks like Twitter is showing that we are live, which is great. Of course, we don't see how many people watch from Twitter. J-Bone, nice NFT in your avatar there, buddy. How's it going? How's it going this morning, bro? Well, that came up kind of fast, didn't it? Okay, every 15 minutes. Okay, promotes every 15 minutes. I guess that's right. Protests break out all over the country over Roe v. Wade. Yes. Lee Camp needs a new calculator. In one of his live streams, he said that American imperialism was responsible for at least 6 million deaths around the world. And there's a new study that's come out. It says 20 million. So I tweeted, I was like, Lee Camp needs a new calculator. Breonna Taylor's apartment walls matter liked my tweet, which I appreciate. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm well. Just about midnight here, so smoked out. Like I said, good morning, bro. All right, I'm gonna refresh the chat and get a chat number so I can see how many of these lovelies are here this morning. Ooh, so many people. Hello, everybody. Go ahead and give me a shout out in the chat. Let me hear from all of you. I can't believe how many people are here this morning. Wow. So maybe you came because you saw that I was going to be talking about Hardlens Media and you are probably interested in them. They're actually, I know they've been around for a while, but I'm just not familiar with them. And I'm going to tell you why. Anytime I'd ever seen Hardlens Media, I thought that they were a right-wing, like a severe right-wing group that claims that they're independent, because there's another dude on YouTube that has a similar sounding channel, and I can't remember the name of that guy's channel, but it's not Hardlens Media, it's something else. Totally different name, but I had them confused, and every time I saw Hardlens Media, I thought I was looking at that crazy right-wing channel, which is some dude, you guys might know who I'm talking about. He's a guy with really long, like really bad, like scraggly long hair. He's like a super, like, he's like kind of like a wannabe redneck kind of guy, but he's like got really, really big arms. He's got like huge fucking arms. You guys know who I'm talking about? He's a right-winger, and he tries to say he's an independent, but he's a full-on Trump-supporting, ass licker. I don't know what that guy's name is. I forgot the name of his channel. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? The right-wing guy on podcasts on YouTube. He's got really, really big arms. He's a little guy, but he's got really big arms. Skinny guy, but he's got like a weird voice. Okay, that's cool. Well, that's why it taken me so long to watch some Hardlens Media, because I thought it was this other thing. And in fact, I was probably blocking them and ignoring them and doing all kinds of shit because I had their name confused with this right-wing group. Crazy, right? It almost makes me want to go find that guy on YouTube. If I just type in Supreme Court, I'm sure this guy's come up with a video about it, but I probably blocked him on YouTube, so I just couldn't believe the rhetoric coming out of that guy. It was just so obviously indoctrinated from the right wing. It was so biased. And God, I almost want to say it was like non-biased news network or something like that. It was like something stupid, like Fair and Balanced News, or I don't know. Anyway, I've digressed so far that I'm doing a disservice to Hardlens News. Hardlens Media. I want to bring up their video, and I want you to check this out. This is Hardlens Media. This video almost has 1,000 views already, and it was just put up. And
I see.
They have got over on their channel at Hardlens Media 40,000 subscribers. Congratulations on that. And this video that they did is about the Democrats' failure to codify Roe v. Wade, which they've had more than ample time to do, and they always run on it. They always try to get you to vote for them, and they promise you this. Oh, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. I promise you. Vote for me, we'll codify Roe v. Wade. Year after year after year after year. They use that as a carrot to dangle in front of you. And then they yank it away as soon as you get suckered in and elect them. But anyway, I've digressed once again. Let's go to the reaction cam here with Hard Lens. This is Hard Lens Media right here. And let me just say, I really like this guy, man. I like what he's about. I like what he's doing, and I just want to make some. You could call this constructive criticism. You could call this a jab at Hard Lens Media. But for people who claim to hate mainstream media so much, you certainly do look like a mainstream media fucking channel, bro. I'm not busting your balls that much. I'm just saying, man, just don't go so far that your studio opens up, your camera's back up, you get 3 different camera men and angles coming at you, and you start, doing the whole mainstream media thing, because you are right there. You're like the Young Turks as far as production goes, and it looks phony. And if that's the worst thing I can say about Hard Lens Media, it's a good thing, because their content fucking rocks. So check this shit out. I had to come down on them for that one thing. They come off very professional. It's got an appeal, but not to someone like me. I'd rather watch, the kind of production level I see out of someone like Graham Elwood, Lee Camp, or Jimmy Dore. I love the fact that Lee Camp sits in his fucking living room and broadcasts. I love the fact that Ron Placone sits in his fucking living room and broadcasts. I don't want to see a fucking studio. I don't want to see something that a whole bunch of money bought. I don't want to see giant 100-inch screens behind you. Yeah, I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see money. I just want the content, and I want to feel like we're buddies, not like you're leaning towards mainstream media, the polished, the presentation that mainstream media loves to give you. And you're going to see that here. It kind of looks like mainstream media. Look, the big production at the beginning. The screens, the screen swipes.
An unfortunate consequence of
the set,
by our
the stage, the table. It's a nice table. I'll give them this.
And the lack of real journalism.
It's just a fucking picnic table with black tablecloth over it. Hey, man, kudos to that. At least it's not some expensive glass fucking job. With fucking, polished steel fucking feet underneath it. And, I'll give them that. I like the white brick wall. Now that I'm really looking at it, see, I was watching on my phone. On my phone, it looked like they're sitting in a nice studio. Now I got it on big screen. I think, oh, you're kind of in your garage too, aren't you, bro? Well, I love that. I hope you are in your garage, and I hope you stay there. That's not a slight. That just means I like the fact that it looks like you're keeping it real. That's all.
And real integrity. Roe v. Wade has been overturned by our United States Supreme Court. I want to pull up this tweet and get it all started with this individual. He's a former president, Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
He wrote this. He tweeted this out today.
Barack Obama.
Today, and I won't do it in the voice because, again...
He started to do the voice, and then he stopped doing the voice. He started to do it, folks, with your Christianity and your guns. It sounds like that man's got a hell of an Obama impersonation that he's sitting on right now, and I'm crying that I don't get to hear it, but oh well.
And I want to be respectful about this, but I'm going to be critical of this SOB, which is what he truly is. Today, the Supreme Court not only...
I want to be respectful of this, but I'm going to be critical of this son of a bitch. And now you see why I love this guy. I love this guy. He says what's on his mind, and he's not scared to say it, and he says it correctly.
Reversed nearly 50 years of precedent. It regulated the most intensely personal decision someone can make to the whims of politicians and ideologues, attacking the essential freedoms of millions of Americans. And if we scroll down a little bit, I want to shout out to this wonderful person, colleague of ours. So can we get a profile real quick? So again, that's Sabrina, also known as Savvy Sab.
Savvy!
She has her own YouTube channel, but also she's part of the Revolutionary Blackout Network. I want to read her tweet because her tweet speaks truth to power. You promised to codify Roe v. Wade into law. Then in 2009, you said it would not be a priority. Now, the thing is, we actually have a video that we should pull up. But before we pull up the video...
No law regarding cannabis. Cheers to Hard Lens Media.
Possibly, it'll all be there ready to go. But, Lauren, when I got the news today, I was actually shocked. I was surprised that it actually happened, that it did follow through. Your thoughts?
I was not surprised. As soon as the news leaked and it got out that they were thinking about doing it, I was certain they would. It is a Supreme Court that is tilted heavily right, and they've been trying to get rid of Roe v. Wade for a long time. Not that the left has helped out much with that, but honestly, as soon as Brett Kavanaugh was nominated to be part of it, we were saying, well, Roe v. Wade's in trouble. As soon as Brett Kavanaugh was nominated, we were saying that Roe v. Wade was in trouble. And I don't know if he said that here, but
Fisherman, Papa, Big Merc, Jeff Lund, Phil, what's up, guys?
Good
morning.
About it at that moment. So the fact that it's happened now, although depressing, is not surprising to me. I've been waiting for this shoe to drop for years.
I would say
Patrick John Welder.
My concerns about a lot of previous decisions made by Supreme Court, things would happen when Ruth Bader Ginsburg refused to retire.
Where's my card cap, damn it?
And again, look, hey, I respect the glass ceiling that she broke, but the thing is, when you reach a certain age and you are no longer the spring chicken,
my phone was on top of it.
You gotta bow out. Walk off the stage. It's not about pride or vanity. It's about the bigger picture.
And if she had left, then we would have been able to get a more left-leaning judge, or at least a less right-leaning.
Possibly. And another thing, too, if Barack Obama actually had a backbone, if the Democrats had a backbone, which they don't.
I love that.
They would not have caved into pressure
during
the 2016 election cycle.
Yes.
Where, they were going to wait on who's going to be president, because everyone was going to assume that Hillary Clinton, who, mind you, was her VP nomination again, who was against women's rights.
Now, let's pause and let me ask the crowd. Don't look it up. Do not Google this. Does anybody know, just out of memory, who Hillary Clinton's running partner was in 2016? Go ahead and do it without looking it up and tell me in the chat. Don't look it up. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Who can tell me, without looking it up, who was Hillary Clinton's running partner? And if you look it up, I'm going to block you on my live stream. Don't cheat. I'll fucking hate a cheater. You got 10 seconds. Nobody knew. None of you know. Now, you want to know why you don't know who Hillary Clinton's running partner was in 2016? Because her slogan wasn't Clinton and her running partner's last name, like they usually do. No, her slogan was, I'm with her, completely cutting out the man half of her fucking running team. There was a man there, but you wouldn't know it from her stupid fucking sexist slogan, I'm with her. Well, wouldn't it be I'm with them? Isn't it a her and a he? It was Tim Kaine, everybody. It was Tim Kaine. I knew you weren't going to get it. I knew that none of you knew it was Tim Kaine. The reason why you didn't know it was Tim Kaine was Tim Kaine was pro-abortion. I mean, he was he was anti-abortion, and Hillary Clinton knew it, and she still picked him as a running mate. And then when she realized the mistake she made, she realized she can't broadcast the fact that she's chosen an anti-abortionist as her fucking Democratic running partner. And look at it this way, man. He would have been president if something had happened to her sick ass. Look who would have been president of the United States. Fucking Tim anti-abortionist Kaine. Because his Catholicism is so important. And that's another thing I want to bring up with Hard Lens. I don't know how Hard Lens Media makes it through this entire segment, which is 30 minutes, and doesn't mention Catholicism one time. Why is that, man? Why didn't you mention Catholicism? I'm kind of curious. I kind of hope you watch this, and I kind of hope you let me know why you didn't mention Catholicism. Because that's literally why we are where we are today. It's literally the president's religion, and Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, she's a devout Catholic. And if you really want to know what's the root behind why they lie, they say they're going to do this, but then they don't, go look no further than their precious religion that they hold so dearly. I just don't understand why he didn't take a hard lens look at that.
That's right.
And I think he should.
Right. Remember,
I think he should do a whole segment on Catholicism and how it's ruined this fucking country.
It was pro-choice. There we go. There he is. Let's play this video here. Good old
hey,
Barack Obama. I want to remind everyone.
Let's tweet that, because Catholicism has ruined America. It really has. I'm going to tweet that right now. Catholicism has ruined America. Thanks, Catholics! Thanks, Joe Biden. Thanks, Nancy Pelosi. Thanks, Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham and all these fucking Catholic motherfuckers. Thanks. Yeah, that's great. Wow, let's not talk about that, though.
Let's go back in time. Let's play this video phase.
As you were talking about earlier, the recent Bush Supreme Court's decision really took away critically important decisions from women and put them in the hands of politicians. And as a result of this, we're expecting and have already seen so much anti-choice legislation at the state level. What would you do at the federal level, not only to ensure access to abortion, but to make sure that the judicial nominees that you will inevitably be able to pick are true to the core tenets of Roe v. Wade?
Well, the first thing I do as president is sign the Freedom of Choice Act. That's the first thing.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, that's what Barack Obama looks like when he's fucking lying. He can't make eye contact with you. He looks down and he fucking lies.
Oh, wait.
The Freedom of Choice Act is not my highest legislative priority.
Oh.
And now he's making eye contact because now he's being honest. Oh, looks like we just figured out Barack Obama's tell. He can't make eye contact while he lies to you. What kind of a fucking politician can't make eye contact and lie at the same time? Isn't that crazy? Barack Obama. Couldn't do it.
I believe that women should have the right to choose, but I think that the most important thing we can do to tamp down some of the anger surrounding this issue is to focus on those areas that we can agree on. And that
Wow. So it's like Hardlands Media says. Let me tell you something. He nailed it. The Democrats are fucking pussies. They can't stand up to the Republicans, and here's the fucking pussy president admitting that they're all a bunch of pussies. You never heard a fucking Republican ever said, hey, we're not going to pass these laws because we don't want to offend anybody on the other side. You'll never, said no Republican ever. Bunch of fucking pussies. Yeah.
That's where I'm going to focus.
A bunch of fucking pussies until it comes to starting a fucking war in Ukraine. Oh, and then all of a sudden they're a bunch of tough guys. My bad.
Jeff.
Lauren, your thoughts?
I want to hear his thoughts.
It's just, I mean, it's obviously hypocrisy in action, and we're seeing a politician use his platform in order to say all of the things that he knows that one woman wanted to hear and what he was pretty sure everyone in that room wanted to hear. And then as soon as he gets to another room, he changes everything entirely. It's like, I think a woman should have the right to choose, but not that much.
Not that much, or is it it's not my priority, it's not my concern? And I want to read this again.
Well, he wanted to tamp down the anger surrounding the issue. It's like, well, whose anger? Whose anger?
Fisherman Papa, can I just say something to you? Look, Papa, it's not up to you to decide what's a good situation for abortion and not, and quit trying to act like you're the fucking end all be all fucking information to tell us what constitutes a good abortion and not. You obviously don't understand the issue if you feel like that's the only thing that deserves a fucking look at. What about incest, Papa? What about rape? Dude, don't sit there and tell me that, oh yeah, abortion's okay for an 18 and a 19-year-old. That's good. That's when I think it's good. Yeah, there's plenty of times. What about when a woman's life is at risk of giving birth that's going to kill her, dude? Please, man. Fuck, some of you guys, look.
Are you so...
I love that you guys are talking in my chat. More of that, please. But fucking make some sense if you're going to do it. All right? Please.
Worried about? Not women's, not our anger.
He who defends everything defends nothing, and he who tries to make friends with everyone has no friends. Because the thing is, you have to shake the boat.
That's what I said, dude.
If you're in Washington, D.C.
Oh, that's what you said? Oh, that's what you said? I believe in pro-life. You said you believe in pro-life. I'm reading what you said. It says, if a 19-year-old male and his 18-year-old girlfriend accidentally get pregnant, I believe in pro-life. If it was non-consensual or incest, I believe in abortion. Dude, and what I said is, it's not your fucking decision to make, to sit there and act like you know when abortion's good for people and when it was bad. Oh, in this situation, it's okay. And even if I did get the situation reversed, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Non-consensual or incest. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you're right. I should have read that better. You're right. I agree with you. But at the same time, we don't need you fucking telling us that a fucking 18-year-old girl can't get a fucking abortion, dude. So go fuck yourself on that. You know? Oh, I believe in pro-life. Oh, if it's an 18 and a 19-year-old, why? Why? No, you wanted me to go back and read what you said? Well, I did. It made even less sense after I read it the second time. Oh, no. Now you're fucking blocked from my live stream and you can go fuck off. Don't ever come back. Don't ever come back. Fuck off. Fuck off. All right, you don't get to tell me to fucking calm down. You haven't figured that out yet, dude? Really? Wow. Hilarious. Hilarious. Yeah, I did misread what he said at the same time. And for the exact same reason I fucking jumped on him the first time, I jumped on him the second time, because it still didn't make fucking sense that he was saying, oh, I believe in abortion for this, but I'm pro-life for this situation. Yeah, I did read it backwards. But I'm still right, and I'm glad I blocked that fucking dumb cunt. Anybody else? Make some fucking sense. You don't get to decide for a woman when she gets to have an abortion or not. You don't get to be the, oh, if you're 18, you don't get to have an abortion. Fuck you, dude. Fuck off. You're wrong all the way across the fucking board, so just get the fuck out of here. And don't ever fucking tell me to calm down. That's why I'm really pissed off at you. I don't know who you are, but you're blocked too. Obviously, Fisherman Papa's got several fucking accounts, because he's not a troll, everybody. Okay, Fisherman Papa. Yeah, we'll wait for you to come back again. Yeah, come back in and tell us again why an 18-year-old girl can't have a fucking abortion. Tell us again, you fucking idiot. You fucking sexist cunt motherfucker. Yeah, I'm glad you told me to go back and read it again. I did. Oh, boy. I'm glad I went back and read that again. You're right. I misunderstood it. You're so right, man. You were so right. I did misunderstand it. Scooby-Doo. On you. You're gonna go try to find one of your third troll accounts? Dude, you better hurry. How many troll accounts you got, troll bitch?
I want to read this YouTube super chat again from Mahmoud Muradi, who tipped $10, who said, a woman should not have the sole right to say what should happen to her body. Joe Biden, 1973. That's the current president.
Yeah, that's the person we decided to fucking put in the presidency to fucking legalize abortion. Yeah, right. We're so fucking stupid.
When she was testifying before Congress. This is the same Joe Biden who was against busing and desegregation. The same Joe Biden who was against a woman's right to choose. This is the same Joe Biden.
No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody.
Voted for the war in Iraq. Supported credit card corporations to make student debt for what it is. The same Joe Biden who says, I have no empathy for millennials. The same Joe Biden who said he was going to return the soul back to America. But then even when this leak came out, Joe Biden said there's nothing I can really do. Even though the Democrats could codify Roe v. Wade, they could have done so since the Carter administration. That's right, vote blue no matter who. Your oh-so fantastic freaking party could have done for decades codify Roe v. Wade.
Decades.
And now, as we were talking before the show, there's a lot of conservative states that are predominantly Republican. And they're going to quickly jam down as many legislative policies and laws to prohibit a woman's right to choose in said states.
Because they've been writing them for weeks now. The laws have been ready to go as soon as this decision came forward. They were going to put them forth into laws.
You guys want to see a dab
sweat? We've known about this for a long time. Now there's how many states that won't let anyone get an abortion after 6 weeks? 6 weeks, which is absolutely, it's nonsense. Most people don't even know they're pregnant at that point. And now we're not allowed to get an abortion in a ton of different states at that time. And a lot of places like Texas are trying to get rid of it entirely 100% and give the free people, I think is what they're calling it, more rights, which they haven't gone into detail about what that means, but all sorts of nonsense happening currently due to this, and it's been ready to go. They've been holding that ball at the top of the hill and just waiting to let it go and just snowball and just demolish the town below.
I want to acknowledge this comment in our live stream because you know what, audience? You guys are on point. Obama forced Biden as a Democratic candidate on every one of us. Way to go, two-party system. Dare I say it, the fall of Roe v. Wade is, I'm going to put it solely on the shoulders of Barack Obama. I'm going to tell you why. I've been seeing a couple of blue checkmark people saying, oh, it's the Bernie Sanders supporters' fault for not voting for Hillary in 2016. Oh, it's all these people who are righteous who voted third party and didn't vote for Democrats. Oh, it's all these people who did this and did that if they were only pragmatic. No, that's not how it plays. See, Obama in 2008 had a supermajority in the Senate and House. Biden was his VP. Obama could have done a lot. I mean, his
top of the hour, Melissa. Hello.
The Democrats could have done so since the Carter administration.
Hello.
Even good old Bill Clinton and Obama could have done things to codify Roe v. Wade to make it happen. Obama's legacy is the failure of the Democrats to able to do the right thing. And the thing is, the Democrats won't do the right thing because they don't like you, they don't respect you,
Melissa?
They don't think about you. If that upsets you, vote blue no matter who people. Well, hey, I don't care because this is on his shoulders. Remember, Barack Obama made that phone call, that fantastic phone call on that Super Tuesday where Pete Buttigieg and Amy the Comb Klobuchar dropped out and everyone was endorsing Joe. And then, hey, Bernie, hey, look, you're responsible for this too. Even you decide to cuck out and say Biden was your good friend, your pal. Well,
dude,
the same Joe Biden who said
he just said that Bernie Sanders cucked out. I love this guy. I love this guy. Look, you guys should be watching him. You should be learning from him. You should be listening to the show, paying attention, because he's covering the news in depth. I'll glaze over some shit, whatever. But he's actually doing a news program for you with really solid takes, good opinion. He might not be right 100% of the time. I haven't given him an opportunity, so I really don't know what his take on everything is. But man, for him to be this intelligent on this one thing leads me to believe that all of you should be watching Hard Lens Media. All of you. In fact, in the future, I would love it if someday one of you guys sends me a tweet with one of his videos. It's like, yo, Nate, did you see this one?
It can be done. He wanted that in his own too senile sense in regards to what happened with Roe v. Wade. Let's play it.
Today, the Supreme Court of the United States expressly took away a constitutional right from the American people that it had already recognized. They didn't limit it, they simply took it away. That's never been done to a right so important to so many Americans.
He's just reading words.
But they did it. It's a sad day for the court and
You're not
for the
sad.
country.
You're Catholic. You're not sad. You're Catholic, Joe. And your dear Jesus and your God, they command you that all life is precious, Joe, and you know it. So you have to stand there like the actor that you are and act like you're sad. You're not sad, Joe. This is what you've worked your whole life towards. You fucker. Probably became president of the United States just to see this through.
I want to read this quote from Eleanor. Politicians give prostitutes a bad name. At least prostitutes are honest about what they do. Yep. And all these politicians...
Yeah, they're all liars.
...are sellouts.
Yep.
They're frauds.
Yep.
But look, this system that we're in, it should show all of you that the Democrats were never going to do anything to fight for us. That Biden is only offering words. There's some things he could do, in theory, but not really. He chooses not to.
So, Biden needs to pretend like Donald Trump. He needs to, right now, today, on a fucking Sunday, I don't give a fuck, special session, Joe Biden's in the Oval Office, and he's doing the whole Donald Trump thing. Look, I got my Sharpie here. Look, I got my Sharpie. I've got my Sharpie here. I've got my Sharpie pen. I've got my piece of paper. I've signed my name. Look, I'm passing bills. I'm going to pass bills. Everybody has to be orange on Thursdays. If you go outside your home and you're not orange, you're going to go to prison. What do you guys like my bill I wrote? I'm going to write another bill. Look at this. Everybody has to honor me and my name. You'll have to tattoo my name on your foreheads. Every single American. Look, I signed my name to it. Look at this. Now, why the fuck doesn't Joe Biden hold up a goddamn piece of paper with his fucking stupid ass name, scribbled at the bottom of it, like Trump did? Biden, you don't have to come up with the legislation yourself. Yeah, I'm sure there's people out there, not in your fucking administration, but I'm sure there's people out there who could write the shit for you. It would make sense. Hell, I could even write the bill for you. And you could pass some bills right now and not go against what the Supreme Court said, but you could make it a lot easier for women, and you could do it right now, and you could write a whole bunch of bills, and you could fuck up the Republicans with it. You could send them to the courts for years, Joe. You could tie this shit up. You could do all kinds of things. You're not gonna do dick. You're gonna say that you're gonna do that. You're gonna claim, oh, this is what we need to do. This is what we're gonna do. And then let's just watch and wait for the legislation to come through. I gotta say, I was surprised they did the gun legislation. I was surprised that they did the gun legislation, but it's almost like the Republicans once again are playing fucking ball because they know this isn't gonna stop the mass shootings. They're still going to happen. They just want access to their fucking precious guns. I understand where they're coming from. But at the same time, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about this law that passes 18, 21, whatever the fuck. And you saw what the Supreme Court did. They just made it possible for everybody in the United States to walk around with a fucking handgun on them. Regardless of what your state law says. So, it's almost like it's a big distraction. They want you to look the other way. They want you to be distracted with other shit. And man, when I saw the paper this morning and I saw where they were putting headlines, Ron DeSantis is promoting a cue ball. Protest sign reads, mandatory vasectomies, life begins at ejaculation. Right on. Let's move on here.
Video from our good friend Case Study QB. Be sure to follow him on Twitter. He's being wrongly censored by Twitter, but let's play it.
Fundamental right to privacy that had broad national consensus. It had been the law of the land for 50 years, upheld by justices appointed by both Democrats and Republican presidents. He pointed to 3 justices appointed by Donald Trump, who he said were at the center of this decision after decades of precedent. He called it a tragic error. He said this decision looked back at legal theory from the 1800s. He said literally taking America back more than 100 years to come up with this decision. He talked about how extreme it is, in his words, that women can be punished for making a choice on their own. He pivoted to the election, the midterms approaching. He said voters need to make their voices heard this fall. Not only on.
He pivoted, of course, because that's all this is for them, is a way to make money, a way for them for you. Oh, we need to keep voting blue no matter who. Yeah, go ahead, send your money. Just like Joe H was in here the other day he's sending $13,000 to Ukraine. You guys can all send money to vote blue no matter who. Send it in there while your gas is $5 a fucking gallon. Go ahead, send your money.
On the national level, when it comes to the Senate, and elect more Democrats, he was making the case for in the Senate, if you want to protect this choice, to elect more state leaders who will protect this right. He said, make no mistake, this fall, Roe is on the ballot. Personal freedom is on the ballot.
What a piece of fucking human garbage. Roe is on the ballot.
Roe versus Wade and a woman's right.
You're going to lose, Democrats. There's too many Republicans out there who are pro-life. Which isn't really pro-life, but that's a whole other discussion. There's too many, and the Republicans love it. This is red meat for their base. They love it.
I want to bring in our chief White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega. The president making it very clear this will be a defining issue of the midterm, Cecilia.
David, he did. He said that, but I've got to point out, leading up to this, in the recent weeks since this draft opinion was leaked, there were emergency meetings at the White House with advocacy groups and lawyers and White House officials. He called on the Gender Policy Council, the White House counsel's office. They'd been gathering all together in these closed-door meetings, trying to come up with a plan. There was never a consensus that the White House could executive order their way out of this, but there had been a lot of discussion about plans, that potential things that they could do in some of these red states where women would be affected immediately, those 13 states where these trigger laws are now taking effect. But you didn't really hear the president talk about any of that. And I think a lot of progressives and a lot of pro-choice people in this country are certainly looking at this White House, and to particularly this president, for some bold executive action. Not that any of that would restore the rights of Roe, but certainly get a little closer to offer some protections that potentially they could do. And that did not come out of
everybody.
The president just now. He mentioned that he really wants Congress to codify Roe versus Wade. Now, what that means is essentially Congress would guarantee abortion access nationwide. Look, it passed in the House.
Yeah, Congress isn't going to do that. They just did the opposite of that, you fucking dumb douchebag idiot. That doesn't even make sense. Can we listen to that one more time? That doesn't even make sense. Oh my God, listen to that one more time.
That and I think a lot of progressives and a lot of pro-choice people in this country are certainly looking at this White House, and to particularly this president, for some bold executive action. Not that any of that would restore the rights of Roe, but certainly get a little closer to offer some protections that potentially they could do. And that did not come out of the president.
That's what I said. I said, write some fucking bills, you dumbass. Do something. Write some bills and put your fucking stupid Joe Biden fucking signature at the bottom of the piece of paper, like Donald Trump used to do. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why aren't you doing that on a Sunday? Right now, you fucking dumb cunt. Go do your fucking job, you stupid fucking cunt. Joe Biden.
Now, he mentioned that he really wants Congress to codify Roe versus Wade. Now, what that means...
Joe Biden really wants Congress to codify Roe v. Wade, after they just said we're going to take Roe v. Wade down. That does not make sense, Joe Biden. It's like you're fucking senile. It's like you're demented, or you've got Alzheimer's disease. Isn't that weird? Joe Biden wishes for the Supreme Court, who just struck down Roe v. Wade, to codify Roe v. Wade. The President of the United States is insane. It doesn't make sense.
Essentially, Congress would guarantee abortion access nationwide. Look, it passed in the House, but it failed in the Senate just last month. They have basically moved past that. There is no chance that Congress...
So, Biden said Congress should codify Roe v. Wade. When he was vice president, what prevented him from saying it to the supermajority in the House and the Senate?
Oh, it wasn't their priority.
Right. That's right.
It wasn't a supermajority for 2 years, but it was a majority.
Wasn't a priority then.
He did have a majority.
Not a priority
and look,
now.
When you're a politician and you have a majority, you can go in there and you can strike a couple of deals with a couple of Republican politicians and get anything passed you want. It's bullshit that all these people always say, oh, he had a supermajority. No, he didn't have a license. He didn't have a fucking supermajority for 2 weeks or something like that, and they didn't take advantage of it. But he had a majority. And like I said, with some greasy political skills like Obama had, they could have greased the wheels of justice and made something happen. No problem. It would have been easy. Would have been the law of the land, and that would have been his legacy. And we could have remembered Obama for actually something good, instead of remembering him for the fact that he dropped more bombs than any other president, that his drone strikes resulted in the deaths, 90% innocent people being murdered in other countries. Barack Obama is a fucking murderer. He's a war criminal. He didn't codify Roe v. Wade. He's a piece of human fucking garbage, and everything that his name is on should be forgotten. Fuck him.
Doesn't have a lot of money to give to the politicians.
Yep.
Happy 710. Cheers, everybody.
Now, the thing is,
law
of
regarding
course, if you haven't received them already, I've been bombarded with a lot of emails from Democratic lawmakers and even Republican lawmakers too, saying, hey, you got to join us on this fight for Roe v. Wade. It's going to be a big issue during the midterm. You know, abortion rights, pro-choice, all this kind of stuff. Pro-life, pro-choice. They're going to make billions of dollars off this. And the politicians, the duopoly, won today. Duopoly. That's the word. The duopoly won today. And they won big. They won big, and they're going to get the American people scared. But these politicians could have done something years ago, decades ago. And now now Biden is saying, oh, we got to do this. His administration was given the heads up about what was going to happen, and yet he didn't take the initiative to lead. And why is that? Because he doesn't care. This is an issue that doesn't concern him. His opinion about a woman's right to choose
have 3 camera angles.
is that she shouldn't choose at all. That's who Joe Biden is. He isn't a good guy. So all these people that were browbeaten and yelled at to vote for Biden over Trump, so Trump's the bad guy. And this is going to probably happen under Trump's administration too. But remember, this is happening under the watch of a Democratic presidential administration. And if they do nothing, I never again want to hear the fear tactics or the fear propaganda of, oh, we got to vote for this Democratic candidate because they're better than Trump. And Trump's just bad. The Democrats haven't done anything. Nothing has fundamentally changed. Show me how America has changed.
Nothing fundamentally has
changed. The orange boogeyman isn't tweeting things out to make you feel uncomfortable.
As Biden
the orange
promised.
boogeyman isn't saying something stupid. Biden has been acting like a senile old man, and dare I say it, he is a senile old man since he took office.
Thank you for saying the words. I'm so glad that I'm not the only independent who's not afraid to say exactly what needs to be said in the words that should be used to say it, man. You guys should be watching this guy. God, that just feels good to hear somebody else saying it, doesn't it?
He hasn't shown any strength or confidence whatsoever. If he wanted to lead, he would have done so already. But he didn't. So vote blue no matter who. This is on you. This is on you for telling us we have to be pragmatic. Oh, we got to go for a sure candidate like Biden. Because Obama,
quarter of the hour, no
law
law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody.
Was it worth it to go to brunch now? Was it worth it to drink your mimosas? Because guess what? Nothing has fundamentally changed. The kids are still in cages. We're still doing regime change wars. Now Roe v. Wade has just been overturned. So stop sipping your mimosas. Stop eating the soup of neoliberalism and wake the hell up. When you vote Democrat, you're a sucker. When you vote Republican, you're a sucker. Break away from the two-party system. I don't know how many more times I got to explain it to you, but thank goodness we got our audience, because audience members, we got to start waking more people up to the fact that we live in a stupid, fraudulent system that doesn't care about us. Let's play the
Cheers,
rest.
Megsy.
Congress is going to codify Roe versus Wade anytime soon. So you scrap that. Then you heard the president say that perhaps DHS could make abortion pills more readily available to women around the country.
He's scrolling through
Certainly,
his phone.
I think a lot of pro-choice people would feel like that is going to help in some situations. But, you also had advocates say that they wanted to hear this White House perhaps go beyond that to see if funding can be made available in an emergency way to help women get transportation to these states outside of theirs where access is no longer allowed, to perhaps use federal buildings to allow abortion providers to perform services in states where this is not allowed. But you didn't hear any of that from this president today, David, and I think a lot of folks in the progressive side of his party are going to be wondering if he in fact is the one who is going to be able to lead this fight on abortion rights heading into the midterms in November.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I would like to hear those things, that there's going to be
still scrolling through his
a way
phone
to make it available to people who are not going to be allowed to get their abortion in their state. I'd like to hear that there's going to be protections for the doctors who would like to be able to perform these procedures to make sure that more people don't die, because people are going to die.
100%. And the thing is, there's very few states that will offer protection. I know Illinois is one of those states that will, under Governor J.B. Pritzker, and look, I'm very critical of him as a governor, but he has followed through with some of his promises. So, like with all politicians, look, I'll be critical of them. When they do the occasional good thing, all right. you get a thumbs up. You're not gonna get. I don't want to touch you.
We're not gonna go full on pass.
No.
Thank
But-
you.
thumbs
Acknowledgement.
up.
Acknowledgement.
An
that
acknowledgement. There we go.
You've done a good thing. You
You've
get
done
a
a
gold
good
star
thing.
for trying.
That gold star. That means require touching them too. So just get a thumbs up. There you go. Just
Okay.
give them a thumbs up, like all right, and then flip them off at the same time. Because
that.
you know, here at least under Governor J.B. Pritzker, women's reproductive rights are protected.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, the thing is, for women who have been victims of assault, and I got to be careful how I say things on YouTube, but assault of any
Mhm.
form, for those that want to get an abortion, will have to travel an arduous march towards the neighboring states. We covered a story similar to that in way early on when Kira was still
420,
part of
20
Heartland
seconds,
Media,
everybody.
where, you know, covered the story on a couple women
Trying to keep up.
traveling to Illinois so they can
Let's
get an
keep it
abortion.
professional here,
Each had a
folks.
story of trauma and abuse, and these politicians in Washington D.C., especially the Democratic Party, the senior leadership like Nancy Pelosi, Chucky Boy Schumer, Biden, everyone
Chucky
else,
boy.
they could have done something to help the people, but they didn't do it. But don't worry, Lauren. Things are
Happy
okay.
420, everybody.
Alright.
Cheers. No
I
law
can
regarding
explain
cannabis.
why.
Okay, I can't wait for that.
Here's why.
I can't wait for this.
I think maybe we're overreacting. I think maybe in many ways we gotta let old man Biden maybe handle things. Maybe he has a plan. And I believe that Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi will come to us with words of wisdom of what to do. Let's listen to Nancy Pelosi's Deaf Poetry Jam.
Let's just pause 1 second and say, while he's mentioned Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi in the same breath, bro, let's cover Catholicism, their belief system, and the fact that both of these people are Catholics, that Nancy Pelosi prides herself in being a devout Catholic, and that Catholicism says life begins at conception, and that if you commit, and that abortion isn't even on the table. It's not even on the table. It's not even up for a vote, for discussion or debate. You just can't do it as a Catholic. Let's have that discussion. Okay, let's go on though. Cheers.
Here it is. No, this is the thing that freaking happened. Let's play it.
Overwhelmed by this decision. From time to time, I quote this poem by Ehud Manor. He's an Israeli poet. I met his wife when I've been in Israel. He says, I have no other country, even though my land is burning. Only a word in Hebrew penetrates my veins, my soul, with an aching body and with a hungry heart. Here is my home. I will not be silent, for my country has changed her face. The country has changed her face. I shall not give up on her. I shall remind her and sing into her ears until she opens her eyes. Clearly, we hope that the Supreme Court would open its eyes. I am personally overwhelmed by this decision. From time to time, I quote,
You notice how she looks down when she says that? That's her tell
That's
too.
all what
No
that
eye contact.
Old bag of bones offer. Words.
Listen to me, Seymour. Listen as I eat my ice cream and tell your poetry.
That is a dead to rights Elmo. And I'm telling you, bro, I've heard this one kid do Elmo before. Guy in my chat years ago. And I was like, what voice is that? He's like, it's Elmo. Dude, it sounded identical to that. And he's doing Pelosi.
That's somebody who's supposed to be confidently AOC. You
He
and the
just did Pelosi as Elmo. It's like comedic genius.
squad. When it came down to force a vote, you were saying it was violence and we have to support Nancy. You had Democrat, you had all these people, blue check mark people. You gotta make sure that make sure that Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, stays in because she can get things done. She's pragmatic. Oh, turns out she can't do jack. Is it worse than AOC with your mama bear?
He's looking at the wrong.
Hey, AOC, is Biden exceeding expectations? Hey, Bernie Sanders, tell us about.
Dude, he's looking at another camera right now. See, this is what I want from you. This is what I'm going to ask. I swear. Kit Cabello. I love your show, bro. Big fan now. I don't know why I haven't discovered you earlier. But, man, I would say just use one camera right in front of you, man. It would be more like a Jimmy Dore presentation. Jackson Hinkle, Graham Elwood, Ron Placone, Lee Camp, me even, just an unproduced camera angle, and you're looking straight at the camera, I would love that if he would do that. I would love it if he would do that instead of doing the different camera angles. And the reason why is the different camera angles makes it look kind of mainstream media-esque, because that's what mainstream media does. Coming to you live from New York City, I'm Lester Holt. Good morning, everybody. Lester Holt here with the news. Hi, everybody. I'm Lester Holt. Now you've seen me from 3 different angles. Yes, and it's very dramatic. I'm Lester Holt, and you're riveted by all 3 of my angles that you see me talking to you from. I'm looking this way, but now I'm looking over here. And now I'm looking at this camera. They call this one camera number 3. This is camera number 1.
Hey, Barack Obama, that phone call, was it worth it? All you jagoff politicians are the same. We don't owe you anything. Not a single...
I love that he went with the Jimmy Dore jagoff. I love it. That's a fucking Jersey thing, bro. I love that he fucking said that shit. You fucking jagoff politicians. That's a fucking great one.
Single ounce of respect, not a single ounce of kind words, because you've proven to us.
So, Sweet Lou.
Now millions of...
That is the fucking point, isn't it? To him, to me, and to you, Nancy Pelosi does sound like fucking Elmo. She does.
I forget that I'm very upset with what the Supreme Court is doing with abortion.
It's fucking Elmo, bro. And it's perfect. Nancy Pelosi sounds like fucking Elmo. I'll never be able to unhear that again. Every time I hear that fucking cunt speak, I'm gonna hear fucking Elmo. And I'm gonna laugh, and it's gonna be fun.
Of America, mostly predominantly women. Their health,
I smoked that whole bowl.
Are an extreme
I'm gonna
risk.
put some more cannabis on top of it.
I see we got something on Rumble, so I wanted to at least acknowledge that. Let's see. I see. Okay. All right, let's put that aside.
Like a souse
All right.
Elmo. Yeah,
Right,
like
sure.
an Elmo on a binge.
YouTube
Elmo
as
on
well.
a binge. That's Nancy
We got
Pelosi.
Mahmoud
I think we've got it
who says,
hammered
for decades,
down.
the right has been against universal health care, for the death penalty, and for every war.
No law
But now they want us to think
regarding
they're pro-life.
cannabis.
Ha ha ha.
The
There we
time
go. All right, I wasn't going to read that.
is
Rumble
near
comment.
for
That
me
was just not
to
good.
smoke again.
All right, let's go ahead and acknowledge
I'll
Rock
say
real quick.
it was
before we end the
420
segment.
or call it
Roger Meadows tipped
early,
$13.
bottom of the hour.
$2 on Rock.
I don't care.
Out of the 13 states that
Cheers.
have trigger laws laying dormant, ready to go into effect once Roe v. Wade was overturned, out of them, Arkansas, Missouri, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Idaho, Mississippi, Utah, and Wyoming all allow their voters to repeal laws passed by their government via veto referendum. They also have the power to pass laws and amendments via ballot initiative. Start passing laws that the state must provide expansion of social welfare benefits that would keep parents and single parents heads 2 yards above H2O, above the water, of course. State version of Medicare for All to cover reproductive services. Weekly checks 50 to 150% above the cost of living. And I'm talking a check for each child, and both parents get it regardless if they're still together, as long as a parent without custody remains in child's life. 9 months paid paternity and or maternity leave, where your job is mandated to pay half of your salary and the state pays the other half or all of it if you were a part-timer. Mandate the state provide child daycare services and facilities so mothers and families won't have to come out of pocket to pay for themselves. A minimum wage law that permanently sets
I wonder what happened to her wrist.
2% over whichever is higher, be it inflation, cost of living, or fair market rent, to ensure you only need one parent working in order to hold it down financially. Charter public banks and tax the rich plans to pay for all of it when it comes to paying for K through 12 public school districts. Shift the tax burdens from homeowners to have it come out of state tax, as well as whatever surplus generated by your local and state public bank. This way, you place the burden on the state to ensure that every child will grow up healthy, of sound mind and body, and become a productive member of society. I say all this because women have said abortions are economic decisions they make to keep them from being driven into or further into poverty. We got other pieces on the chessboard, y'all. Let's put these up as VRs and ballot initiatives to see if red state voter referendums, thank you for that, voter referendums and ballot initiatives to see if red state politicians are in sync with their voters. Stop depending on your queen, aka federal government, to protect your king, aka us. Let's remember that women only had the right to vote for the past 100 years. Oh, Dominic took that there, thank you for that. Let's remember that women only had a right to vote for the last 100 years. If they continue to let politicians to make all their political decisions for them, this may be a good time for them to stop electing politicians to lead them. Instead, it's now time for them and our men as well to learn how to be the leaders of politicians instead. IndependentVoterParty.org. Again,
Wow.
there we go.
Okay, so let me just say this regarding that. Look, man, I'm like, fuck the Second Amendment. Right? People are like, oh, but the Second Amendment says this, and I'll debate you on the Second Amendment says that, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck your Second Amendment. I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I give a fuck about? I give a fuck about the fact that I know that I have a corrupt fucking government that lies to me and has weapons and commits war all over the fucking planet and can come smashing down my fucking door anytime they fucking want to. You know? And I want a gun because I want to be able to take out at least one of those fucking cunts before they get me. You know what I mean? Don't you? Don't you want a fighting chance in your own fucking home? So if you've ever seen corrupt police officers, and I have, if you've ever seen a corrupt government locally, and I have, if you've ever seen a corrupt government federally, oh, and I fucking have, if you've ever seen a state fucking corrupt government, and I have, well, then you might understand why some of us want to retain our right to our firearms. Fuck the Second Amendment. I don't give a fuck what the Second Amendment says. Fuck your Second Amendment. I got my gun right now, and I want to hold on to it any way I can. So, you know, let's just work from that point. Fuck your Second Amendment. Fuck your goddamn debate. There is no Second Amendment debate to be had. So, that being said, that's my base to say what I'm to stand upon what I'm going to tell you. People should disregard the fucking law when the law hurts them. And for me to not have a gun, I view that as hurting me. That's infringing on my right to protect myself, to protect my family, to protect my dog. You know, it doesn't fucking matter. I've got the right now to it, and I want to retain it. Fuck your Second Amendment, and fuck your whole debate regarding it. Not interested in it. I don't care. That's not what it's about anymore for me. You know, laws are silly, man. You know, people saying that, you know, 8 people telling the whole, or nine court justices telling the whole goddamn country that women can't get an abortion, isn't okay with me. You know, and I'm ready, like all those women in the street right now who are protesting everywhere right now. They're out in the fucking streets protesting. I'm with them, you know, and I agree. And all of the laws and the bullshit that are hurting you, that are an infringement of your rights, those shouldn't even be laws anymore. And you should just fucking disregard them and say fuck them. And if everybody disregarded it, everybody just said fuck you, you know, I don't think we'd have too many problems. There might be some anti-abortionists, you know, some pro-lifers that you know try to fuck things up or whatever, and that can be dealt with as a you know on a case-by-case basis. But, you know, how the fuck are 9 people going to impose their fucking decision on all of us? Think about it. Did you guys see what Keith Olbermann tweeted about the Supreme Court? What he said was, why are we even listening to these motherfuckers? They can't enforce anything they say. We just kind of go along with it, don't we? They have no fucking way to enforce what they're imposing on us. So whether it has something to do with your children, guns, or abortion, or women's rights, or gender, or whatever the fuck. You know, whatever the fucking Supreme Court has deemed law, whatever. If you look at some of those fucking court justices, I fucking laugh at those fucking dumb cunts that are Supreme Court justices. I look at those motherfuckers, you know, especially all of the Republicans, and I go, wow, all of these Supreme Court justices, except for 3 of them, are literally just stupid, fucking dumb cunts. They're cunts. That's what they are. They're fucking cunts, all of them. I have no respect for them. I don't respect their decision. They're dumb cunts to me. Do you see where I'm going? You understand? It's not just about my right to a firearm or whatever. It's about laws in general being imposed on us by that fucking, you know, scrotum. What is it? The SCOTUS? Supreme Court of the United States, SCOTUS, my scrotum. About that fucking scrotum. I'm sorry, SCOTUS. You know, let's dissolve the scrotum. I mean the SCOTUS. Can we do that? Can we dissolve the scrotum? I mean SCOTUS. I think that would be great. We could do that. Let's see what else old boy has to say here.
This segment, Lauren, I want to kind of give you the final word.
Oh, okay. Or old girl. Come on, Lauren.
It's just an incredibly depressing, if again not unsurprising, path that we found ourselves going down, because as you've said before, our politicians do not care about us as people. They haven't for a long time, if they ever did. They aren't going to enforce policies that continue the betterment of us as a people, because
That's
again,
nice.
the way that
Sweet
they keep
Lou.
their power is to make sure we don't have any. So they're going to start taking away our power, and they're going to do it insidiously, and they're going to make sure that we're constantly fighting each other,
Disregard
and
the
getting
laws.
angry at each other, and
Disregard the
fighting
scrotum. I mean the
each other
SCOTUS.
instead of looking up.
That's the
and
answer.
Fighting them so that they can continue lining their
Disregard.
pockets, and that's problematic. and
Everybody
that's
stop paying your fucking
heart-wrenching,
taxes.
and
All
they're going to continue
everybody.
pretending that
Everyone stops paying
they're
their
doing
taxes.
this for
We dissolve
their
the
righteous
entire federal
reason
government.
or whatever.
Fuck 'em.
But as they do that and up in their ivory tower here in the normal places, people are going to die,
Exactly.
and they're not going to care about that either. And it's sad. It's depressing.
It's
It's
enraging.
hard to do a follow-up to that.
Lauren,
because
it's
the thing is,
enraging.
Lauren, you're on point with it all. And sadly, the Democrats could have done something to stop this. And here's the thing. If they're willing to overturn Roe v. Wade, well, what else is next? Something to get back the LGBT community, voter rights, women's right to vote,
Oh, Jesus
minorities' right
Christ.
to vote.
Could you imagine?
What's next on the chopping block? That's the big question. All of you should be asking.
They're
I don't
already
care what your
doing
political
CRT,
affiliation
bro.
is. Whether you're
Check out
Democrat,
Florida.
Republican, Libertarian, Green, Socialist, I don't care who you worship. But the color of your skin
CRT,
or
the
what
woke
generation you're
Stop
part of, be you
Woke
Boomer,
Act.
X,
They
or
just
Millennial,
passed
Z.
it. It's in the paper today.
What else will our fantastic politicians remove? What else will the Supreme Court or Congress
he's
or
looking
the
over here.
President,
Isn't
the be they
We're
Democrat
over there,
or
and he's looking
Republican,
over there.
take away from you? Think about this long and hard.
Right?
I know we all have different
Okay.
opinions and
That's
points
weird.
of view,
That's a
but
weird angle.
just know this. Things are going to keep on going this way.
He doesn't
And the
change.
system won't be poor, middle class, and rich. You see, there's going to be...
See, bro, that's the difference between mainstream media and you. When they change the camera angle in mainstream media, they change where the camera they're looking at. You don't. So it looks kind of like it's a little uncomfortable feeling because you're not looking at the camera anymore.
The top 1% and the fucked.
Like you are right now.
That's everyone.
This is the
all of
angle
us
I like.
That will be part of the fuck.
This is angle number
and if
one.
you want to continue living in that nightmare world where
If I was
rich-
producing this show, and I've got production credits, if I was behind this, the camera on this one, I'd stick with this angle the entire time until he's like, okay, Lauren, what do you say about this, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, you go straight to her, but you make sure when you do, it's a camera on the exact same line as that one. They're completely lined up, so she's still looking in the exact same place. That's all. It's easy.
and 1% control everything and are living their best comfortable lives, then keep on falling asleep and drinking the neoliberal soup and assume that these leaders care about you. But I, for one, don't want to live in that world. Break away from the two-party system. We need to see more independent journalists out there. And we need to see more movements and organizations that are not attached to Washington, D.C. We need to start supporting ballot initiatives and worker co-ops and start actually building something that doesn't rely on D.C. They don't like us. They don't respect us. They don't even think about us. So what do you owe those politicians? Zero.
Wow, man. I love this guy, bro. You guys make sure you follow him. Follow the Hardlens Media on YouTube, bro. They are doing really, 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 really good work. And I really, I enjoyed watching that entire segment, man. I watched close to half of it, I think, before the show, I believe, or a little bit less than half of it. And I was like, yeah, man, we'll watch the rest together. I'm glad. I got a lot out of that. So I hope you guys did too. Go check them out. Thanks for watching my show, you guys. I love you all. Take care. And I will see you this afternoon, probably around 4:20, 4 o'clock, maybe earlier. Like I went early, like yesterday, like 2 or 3 or something like that, I think. I can't remember what I did. But, you know, it's Sunday, so who knows? Maybe, whatever. I'll see you guys. Bye.